Okay, let's go over um today's trade. So, a few actually. So, let me just right to pull. It's fine. Anyway, so market open didn't do much. We didn't take out any highs. I'll actually do it off this. So, look, we didn't take out any highs here. Um, Market open, no London highs. We just kept coming lower. Then we took out London lows. We had an inverse setup, but I didn't take it because it was like it just didn't look right. We also had this 5 minute fair value gap, so I thought we'd probably pull back. We had a lot of bearish sentiment, which was fine. And then as we came back up in here, um, like I didn't want to trade this internal range here, and this broke out, yeah. And we actually had a money sweep, so and we took out London low, but we didn't take out liquidity here. So yeah, we only had that as the recovery. So and then look, we started chopping after, so I was definitely not entering. So we came down lower. And then look, here we had a money sweep. So I looked at this and then there was one little gap here and then there's a gap here. We inversed it. I entered with small risk and then because it's FOMC today. And then um that was it really. I was targeting like here as my first day profit and there's no point going into it because as you can see, I cut it short actually. I didn't take the full loss. So if I now go back to here, this red line, you'll see a red line. So the red line's where I cut it short basically because look, we came into this 3 minute fair value gap and then we respected it and I really wasn't liking it. We respected it once upon my entry and then we respected it even more. Look, we did inverse a 2 minute, so but there was still a 2 minute gap up here. Um, and yeah, so I cut it short. It took like I don't even know $100 loss, $150 loss, which was fine when I was risking like 0.4, 0.5%. It was a super look 20 point stop loss for a 6.5 stop. Um, and then here was my second trade, so we came even lower, and we were basically just filling like just more gaps and stuff like there you go. So that was my first look. We came here, and then it was this another recovery which I liked. And then yeah, um, as you can see, we started coming back down now. As soon as there was this 1 minute that inverse, but I actually did it on the 30 seconds. So as soon as this 30 second inverse, this look, as you can see, I just took the trade out as soon as it closed. It might have even been a little bit lower, so I took like another $150 maybe. And then I risked like, I think I risked like, I think I was down about $370. Now I should have just left at that point because look, it was this time and then I took this 10 minutes later. It was as soon as I entered, it was so stupid to look. As you can see, we did another money sweep, and then we recovered out of it, and then we started pushing really high. And look, we inversed this 1 minute gap. We inversed a 2 minute, I believe, or was it a 3 minute? Um, it was the 3 minute here. So we, yeah, this 3 minute got invert like quite heavily as well. I don't think there was a 5 minute. No, there's no 5 minute gaps to inverts today. So the conditions were great. A lot of these setups were like probably B's, B plus maybe. And then look, as soon as I literally entered there and look, it just went straight to stop loss. And I just let it hit. I was just like, there's no point. Because look, I mean, I was gonna as soon as we exited here, but there was also this 5 minute gap, so I thought it might want to come down there and react, and then it just didn't. It just kept coming down, and like I said, now we're chopping. And FOMC in 2 hours, there's literally no point. So I don't think I'm gonna trade PM. I'm just gonna take the loss. Look, 0.6% on the day, which is technically my full risk for the day, which I probably shouldn't have done. Like well, to be fair, I lost like $300 on this trade or 250 or something. No, it was like more like 250. Um, so yeah, it was more like 250. So I actually was fine on loss for the day. I didn't realize that's how much I was in. And now look, I'm now down to 4% on the account. I've not even been in profit on this account yet. Or I have in equity. Um, we'll check my performance stats. Eh? Look, I've got a really bad. I don't even know out of many. Like, I took 3 trades today, but how many? So it said I took 6. I don't get that because I didn't take 6. I don't know if that just includes the exiting of the trade as well, if that counts. Because like I said, I took 3 trades, so maybe that means the ones I exited. I don't know, but yeah, look, 1 win. That was like the break-even week last week. Yesterday loss, today loss. So hopefully we'll just get a good week next week, because yeah, it's not good. I'm not gonna lie, it's not good, is it? But yeah, I think something I've looked at changing now is I wrote it down here. Look, this was what my mentor was just on his live stream saying. This is how he takes his days. So, um, if he if he wins one, he's done for the day. If he has 1 win, he's done for the day. And then he said 1 win, 1 loss, he's done for the day. Now I imagine he means if it's the other way around. So if he did 1 loss first and a win, he'll be done for the day. And then 2 losses, he's done for the day. So yeah, I should have been done on that second loss, really, like I said. And then even this, look, because that was the entry here. And what I didn't see is this fair value gap here. Came back down. The only reason I was still okay for longs is because, look, we were still we're in an internal range right now. Look, like, I just don't, and we didn't take out any highs either. I mean, yeah, continuation longs, but there was no continuation, which I found pretty rubbish. Look, 4 hour gap, we're still filling. The only thing we did do that I suppose was stupid of me, look, we inverted this 15-minute gap here, and the 1 hour we didn't yet. Got 1 minute, looks like we're gonna invert it now. Um, but yeah, look, we didn't even get a 15-minute pullback. There's no 15-minute gaps here, and look at how lagged ES has been. Look, we still haven't took out London lows. We've just been dropping. So because it was holding so strongly on the SMT, that's why I was like, look, it's just been doing this. And then if we look at NQ, look, it's just been moving lower and lower. So I was super confident that we might, continue to, um, that we might continue to come back up. Because look, even here we swept again, and then we're just getting a bunch of like fake long sells. We've had like so many today. I literally would have had better luck if I literally just shorted pretty much anywhere on this pullback. Um, Look, this first pullback, 5 minute inverse, even if I made a wide stop all the way up here, I still hit like a 1 to 2, maybe. Almost a 1 to 2. But if I would have done like a normal stop loss, look at that, 1 to 3. I mean, I probably would have got stopped at break even on that because look, once we take out London, or even this low, you would immediately have gone to break even. So that's just one of those things. But even here, look, reaction from this 5 minute gap. Again, you could add that. I mean, the RR wasn't great, but the setups were there. So yeah, I'm trying to not. I'm just gonna go to the gym now. I'm not gonna let it beat me up too much, but yeah, it's not good, is it? Like, I try, bro. I try. Um, and I actually tried trading more on my own today. And I ended up. I don't even know how much I lost for today on. There you go, 1400. I lost 500 on the first one and saw 900 on the second trade, and I didn't take the third trade on this account. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow brings some good price action. I will happily put a full risk. But bro, oh, to be fair, I'm not even gonna do full risk. I'm gonna do like 500 as the risk because I mean I'm only in um I'm only in 1% drawdown, right? Which is that's not even a big deal. A winning day with a $500 risk is that's easily taken back. So and more. So I'm not necessarily worried. Plus, I don't want to be risking 700. I'd rather have me having 500 dollars risk. That is 4 losing days. That's 4 losing days. So in a row, by the way, that's in a row. 4 losing days in a row. So if I continue to just look for A plus setups only, that's how I'm gonna have to work this from now on. So yeah, um, look, and that's the other thing I need to. I am constantly because I'm on MNQ rather than normal NQ because this inverse is 5 minute, which would have looked good for longs, but it didn't inverse on NQ. So yeah, look, it's not a bad day because look, I could have risked way more. I could have crashed out, and I didn't. I stuck to my risk model. I think that's why I ended up losing that much because instead of just going after the 0 and 2, I was like, oh, I technically still have $200 left, so I might as well, so I can win it back, and that's the wrong mindset. So I think that's the lesson for today: is 0 and 2 done, um, one win done, one loss, one win done. Um, yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. But something I did good today is cutting these losses here. Look, cut these losses, and if I just let the full thing run, then I would have lost my full risk. If I'd let this run, I would have lost my full risk. So this, if I'd let all of these run to stop loss, or at least these two, plus this one, I mean, I could have cut it short, but I just couldn't be asked in the end because it was only $200, but or $250. But yeah, I would say that's all I have to say. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll go over whatever happens. Hopefully, I mean, look, we've took some deep liquidity here. 4 hour gap being filled. We might even invert it. We've got FOMC coming out, so depending on that, because look, daily fair value gap being filled here. Weekly. Oh, that looks nasty. So anyway, I can check. Yeah, I don't like that. So anyway, I can check that a bit better. Oh, come on, bro. I don't even know if this will show it properly. Oh, here we go. It will. Yeah, look. So we have this big weekly fair value gap, so we could maybe want to trade into that next week. If we are gonna start coming down some more, if we invert this gap, we're at least coming for this gap, and then yeah, but um, yeah, that's it. Well, there's not much more else to say. We'll see how it goes.